having technical difficulties. All right, hi everybody, it's Aneli. Thank you for joining my YouTube live tonight. I just feel like I haven't really been posting as much as I would like to because of the moving around constantly. So those of you who follow me on Instagram know that I recently started a new job. So when I got back from Barcelona, I was in like Chicago, then I was in New Jersey, then I was in New York for a little bit, then I flew here to Palo Alto, California. I've been here for a little while, and then I will be back in New York next week. So because I've been running around and jumping around a lot, it's just been hard to like find time to like sit down and actually, plan a video and film it and put up my thumbnail and do all of the description and everything. Oh, hi D Anderson, thanks for joining. Um, so yeah, just really wanted to make sure to get a chance to talk to you guys and sit down and have the time to connect with my subscribers and my followers and everything, because last week I got a chance to post, but the week before I didn't. And so people have been asking me like, girl, what are you up to? What's up with your videos? So hopefully next week I'll be able to post more regularly starting next week again, because I'll be like, back in the city and hopefully situated and everything. Hi Ricardo, hi Shantae, hi everybody. Oh my goodness, I honestly was just like, let me throw this up here real quick. I don't know if anybody's gonna jump in and like join me, but I'm glad that people are coming in. Hey, hi Houston, hi Alberto. um yeah, so I'm glad everybody's on here and showing love, because I feel like I just felt a little disconnected, like I was like, I'm running around doing all this stuff for the new job, but I want to make sure people know that I didn't forget y'all. What's up, Ricky? Holler back to people in LA. So yeah, I want to do like a ask me anything. So also to just chat with everybody and give everybody an update. Um, because of just the fact that everybody's been reaching out and asking questions. So that means that I haven't necessarily been chatting with people. Hi back to Miami from Lisette. Hi, what's up? Have you started the new job? Yes. So I actually started the new job at the beginning of August. And so the company is actually based here in Palo Alto, California. So I'll be traveling a little bit to Palo Alto, but most of the work that I'm responsible for doing is in New York. Um, and yeah, thanks for following me on Instagram. I really appreciate it. I posted a little bit more about the work that I'm doing on Instagram, because a lot of people were saying that they wanted to know what I was up to. So yeah, I decided to just post a little bit more there. But basically, I was telling people that my main responsibility is to spread the word about this personal finance curriculum for high school students to as many schools as I can, which is obviously perfectly in line with my passion from here, from Miss Be Helpful, and just my personal passion about getting as many people to learn like personal finance and financial literacy as possible. Every time I read like more headlines in the news on Todd Ray, that's so sweet. Miss you guys too. Um, yeah, so I mean, no, I do not have a spot in California. Actually, every time that I'm out here, I stay at a little bed and breakfast, or I guess I will be when I'm out here more. But yeah, what's up? Back to Trudy from New Orleans, Louisiana. That's what's up. I was actually in New Orleans not long ago. And it's crazy. You know what? I haven't posted about this, but sorry, I'm like going off track for a little bit here, but um, I wanted to tell the story because I haven't really told it anywhere. Um, I had I've been vegan for like probably a little over a year now, because I started being vegan in July of 2017. And after a while, like, I got used to it. Like I transitioned, I was fine. Because before I went vegan, I started eating a little bit more healthy. So even though I was still eating meat, I was like doing a little bit mostly of vegetables and like healthy food, healthy-ish food, and trying to cut out like processed foods and stuff. So it wasn't as bad of a transition to eating vegan, because before that I was just, being pretty healthy. But then I was in New Orleans for a friend of mine's bachelor party, and it was just crazy because I had a breakout and I don't know what caused it. I did cheat a little bit. Like I had like a little bit of shrimp and like a drink that maybe had something with like egg whites or something in it. I don't know. So things that I had not been eating, obviously, because when you're vegan, you don't really eat no animal products, and like, certain things that, have like certain butters, like whatever, milk, eggs, and things like that. So I'm pretty sure that thing gave me like the worst reaction. I've never had a food allergy or anything like that, but I'm gonna post pictures because people need to see it. Like it was crazy what it did to my face. I had a whole like I had allergy here, like a rash and a rash on this side too. It was really crazy. Viridania, yes, I do. I speak Spanish. My parents are Dominican, so I speak Spanish a lot. Mariela wants to know any tips on budgeting when you're paid biweekly but commission based once per month. Please help. Um, I think it's really important that if you get paid biweekly and it's a consistent amount, then you should be budgeting biweekly. If you get paid once a month, then you try to budget once a month. But I think it's for me the easiest thing to do is budget monthly, because I mean, whatever. I'm not necessarily like on a stringent budget the way that I used to be, like where it was like I couldn't spend more than a dollar more than I planned because I was trying to get a debt. But now that I'm debt free, I usually just budget for the month. But I've been telling a lot more people, when you get started and or if you're struggling with budgeting, try to break it down and do more bite-sized pieces. Don't be budgeting for a whole month because it's going to be really hard. You can barely keep up, right? It's going to be hard to wait for the next month's budget versus a week's budgeting at a time, week by week. So definitely, I think budget week by week because that's really helpful when you're trying to figure it all out. You budget for 7 days at a time, and then you at the next end of the week you refill your budget. You refill with new money for the week. Definitely a good way to go. And then if you're not sure about like commission, for example, what I would do is just start tracking. Track your commission for, I don't know, a year, like 6 months or something like that. And then once you have that information in a spreadsheet or wherever you track it, do the average. Be like, oh, okay, look, on average in 2016, I got about $150 a month of commission. So then that helps like on average, you probably make that much. So you can plan to have an average of $150 in addition to whatever your regular income is. So because it's really hard to do it. And that's why it's so important to track before you start budgeting, because otherwise you don't know. You don't even know how much money you're making. So how are you gonna, understand how much it's gonna take to get through a week or a month if you don't know how much you're spending? You have to know how much you're spending first. So definitely track it first. Did I use any strategy to get out of debt? Yes, I did. A lot of people who are obsessed with Dave Ramsey talk about the snowball strategy. I think it's what he calls it. Basically, where you start with a really big amount or with the smallest amount that you have, and then you go to the bigger amounts. I do not agree with that method at all, because I think that although there's some psychology behind like feeling good about making payments off, I think if you just think about logic and math and which I get it, a lot of people say like, oh, the emotional piece is really important though. Great. Like there's other things you could do to celebrate your successes. But when you're talking about really high interest rates, like my credit card for my I have 5 credit cards, but at the time when I had a lot of debt, it was just like the 3 big ones that I had, and every single one of them had an interest rate that was higher than 20%. So yeah, like avalanche is exactly what it's called. So like it just doesn't make sense to be doing the snowball, because you could be potentially getting a lot of money get charged in fees, and you're busy worrying about these small little debts that you owe, when really you should be focusing on how much fees you're getting, they're taking from you. So that's a really important thing to pay attention to. So I recommend that, because that's what I did, and it worked really well for me to tackle the biggest interest rates, the biggest APR on my credit card first, start with that one, and then work my way down to the lowest APR, so that I wasn't worrying about the wrong debt, because it wasn't that high in fees. So it didn't matter as much as the other ones. Um, Thanks for sharing. Yeah, of course. How much have I saved so far, to be honest? Okay, so there was an article probably like about a year ago, maybe now, that was published in Jopwell that said that I had over $50,000 saved up in my net worth. And that is true, because I had I calculated everything: my savings account, my emergency fund, and my savings account, all of the money that I had put personally in the stock market, which I use Wealthfront for that. And then also all of the money that I had in my retirement, which I use Betterment for that, and Vanguard. So at the time, because I had a 403B. Now, if I calculate my net worth now with the latest paycheck that I just got on my birthday on August 31st, I have to do it. I have to do it, because clearly like my last paycheck just kicked in and I didn't calculate that. But I would say I'm probably now at $66,000. And my goal is, obviously, I start at 50. My next goal was 75,000. And then after that, my goal is to just start doubling my net worth. Like I just want to start doubling, because if you can double down, like I know it's going to be hard and I really have to start figuring out ways to make more income, but I think it's worth it to do whatever I got to do to double, because it's going to be more worth it that way. If you just grow little by little, it takes forever. And, if I could double it in like 2 years or in 3 years, if I could figure out a way to double my net worth, which is investing the right way, and also like just going like hard with, partnerships and organizations that are willing to pay me to speak, or, YouTube, try to grow my following, like try to do as much as I can to grow money. A lot of people keep asking me, actually somebody just put on here that if I could be their financial advisor. I am not a financial advisor. I do not have really much interest in becoming a financial advisor, because of the fact that if you look, most financial advisors are in it for the commission or for whatever they're getting out of it. Financial advisors, their livelihood, their paycheck literally depends on what you do with your money. If you invested in certain things, how much percentage they get to take. And so if I was going to be a financial advisor, I would be the type that does like fee based, like basically like you pay me per hour. I don't care what you just decide to put your money in. that's on you. I give you the information and you make your informed decision, but I'm not going to push you to this product or to this fund or to this thing, because ultimately that means if they're pushing you to a certain product, that means they're getting paid commission or something like that. And I think that's just dishonest. So I try really hard to stay away from that. I think if you're dealing with a financial advisor, you should definitely ask all the right questions before you start paying them. Like, if I was to work with you, how do you get paid? Like, how do you make money? If it's commission based, if they can't really explain it, or if it's confusing or murky, like, don't, like, just take your time. Don't people just be so quick to give people your money until you're sure you know where the money's going. um Welcome back. I hope you had a wonderful trip to Spain. I did, and I'm so sorry I haven't really posted a lot about it. But I mean, I did my vlogs and stuff, but I didn't really post after that. But it's just because of the transition to the new job and coming back to the States. I do not have an apartment yet, and so the first week back, I was staying with my parents, which was kind of crazy because my parents' house is a lot of people up in there. And then I stayed with my sisters, which is where I filmed. Um, I forgot which video I did like a little bit after I came back. Oh, my final budget video. I did it for my sister's house in Staten Island. So yeah, I don't have an apartment yet, which has been kind of making it a little hard for me to like sit and film and stuff. But I'm gonna get back to it, you guys. I'm gonna be back into it real cool once I have like my space set up and everything like that. Holidays coming up, no tamales. No, actually, Dominican people, we don't really do tamales like that. We do like pastelitos, which Puerto Ricans and other cultures call it empanadas. We do pastelitos. We do quipe, which is like fried juca or like potatoes over a bunch of meat inside. So we do stuff like that. But I don't really miss the meat, to be honest. You know what I really do miss from not being vegan before? I miss cheese, because I used to put cheese on a lot of stuff. Like, even when my mom used to make spaghetti and I would mix it with the rice and beans, or not beans, I would just mix the spaghetti and the rice, and then I would put cheese on it. Especially if the spaghetti's hot. I mean, like Italian food, put cheese on spaghetti. So I miss cheese, and I miss shrimp a little bit too, like seafood, scallops and stuff I used to make. But whatever, it's fine. It's not like to the point where I can't be vegan. Like, there's a lot of new foods that I have introduced into my diet that I love. So I'm good on the tamales. Thanks for the tips. You are welcome. Love your videos. Thank you. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. I am so limited on resources right now. Like, I don't have like on my mic and on my setup and everything that I usually use. I don't do high tech, you guys. Like, every video that I do with my iPhone. But I recently got these the little AirPods from the Apple AirPods, and I really like them. I know a lot of people be complaining that they're not the best and that Apple's just selling expensive stuff. But the reason why I like them is because I can do something like this. Like, this is they have a microphone under here. So right now I don't have to set up my mic and plug it into the computer, nothing like that. I'm just using these little headphones as a mic. So, I like them, and it's Bluetooth, so I can, I don't have to worry about cord and all that stuff and all the annoying stuff. Buying or renting? I'm gonna be renting for now. The long term goal is to purchase, obviously, some real estate, but I'm not there yet. Only because of the fact that, like, you guys see how I'm moving around so much. Like, I left New York, I went to Barcelona. I've been moving for work. Now I'm like gonna be back in the city, but like I don't know for how long. And it's just, I don't want to purchase real estate to the point where it's gonna make me have to settle somewhere. So I'm trying really hard to just like wait until the point where I'm like ready to settle in one place, and then I can devote my time and attention and money to real estate there. I like how you're so honest and open. I wish the best for you. Thank you, Omar. That's so sweet. I am honest. You know what it is? Like, what's the point of lying? What's the point of like what's the point of trying to pretend as I'm somebody I'm not? Like, people who know me well are gonna be on here like, she's lying. I know her. That's not true. And I don't want to get called out like that. And also, it's just so helpful to see that somebody else will keep it real like you. Because when I was struggling with money, I would go online and look for people that like look like me, talk like me, or came from place like same background as me or similar, or just even that were young like me, or like that was a woman like me. Like, and it's so hard to find people in personal finance that are women, that are young, that are Latina or like of color. Like, it's really not the space that has a lot of those kind of voices. So, I'll be trying to just keep it real and be as honest as I can, so other people who are similar to me can come on and be like, this is what I needed, because I know I needed it back in the day. You so dope, my accent is sick. Everybody always talk about my accent, guys. I guess thank you. I don't really understand the accent piece. New York, I guess. New Yorkers never think that they have an accent, but everybody else does. Hosea Harry says, hi, what's up? What's up? Do you have muscular calves? That is a random question. No, not really. I mean, I do a lot of cardio, but no, they're not really that muscular. I got like chicken legs, kind of, almost. My legs are very skinny. Um, where in the world are you? I am in the backyard of this bed and breakfast that I'm staying at. It's really cute. And I didn't want to do a video inside because it's kind of dark. But natural light is the best light, for you guys could see me and stuff. And so I am right outside the window of the room that I'm staying at, in a little bed and breakfast in Palo Alto. I'm here for like another couple days and then I'm back to New York. What are your thoughts on upcoming 5G network? I don't know what that means. Is that like a phone thing? I have like the cheapest data plan, y'all. You're asking me about data plans. I am on the cheapest one. Actually I have a family plan, so I try to keep my data low so I don't have to spend so much money on my phone. I am not showing you guys my legs. What are y'all talking about? Hey, is it good to rent a home or buy a home with a land package deal? I mean, honestly, it really depends. A lot of people always talk about rent, own, but there's some there's links out there. Like I would Google if I were you, like rent versus buy, like because depending on where you live in the country, the market is completely different depending on where you are. Geography, location is everything when it comes to real estate. I do know that much. So in some cities or in some places, it makes more sense depending on your zip code to rent than to buy. And I know most people be like, "What? That's not true. It's always better to own." It depends. Some financially speaking, sometimes it makes more sense to rent for 10 years where you live than to buy. So I would definitely say to Google where you live and to see what makes the most sense. Oh, my battery's running low, you guys. I might move in a few minutes to the inside. Tips for wannabe YouTubers. Be yourself. My first couple videos, like I really wasn't being myself. I wasn't very comfortable being myself. I was kind of like trying to be prim and proper and trying to, be professional and everything. Like, and I still am. Like, I mean, that's just my personality because I work in education. So I've always had to teach kids like it's a time and a place to be silly and wild, but most of the time you got to be professional. I'm gonna start moving so that I could charge my phone. But be yourself. Stop trying to please everybody and just do what makes you happy and be real to who you are. Um, that's really important. And also make sure that what you have to say actually matters and you have important um, commentary or like important content. Because, yeah, I know there's a lot of people posting stuff out here that everybody doesn't really care about. And if you don't have something that matters to a lot of people, you're not going to be successful. You're not going to be very popular. So try to, do something that means a lot to you, but also that you feel like would actually help a lot of people and would make a difference to, folks who need that message or that content or to need to learn that or, whatever it is. So it's a little dark in here, but I'm going to try to keep you guys live with me. And if it bumps me off, like just, I'll be back in a few minutes. I just need to make sure that I plug in my phone because it's about to die. Oh, actually, let me log back on in a second. This is dark.